Can you see the screen with me being here, or is that okay? Okay, but anyways, I'll go there anyway because I feel it's a bit better. Yep, good. All right. Hi, everyone. It's great to see you all here. We are here after quite a long time, I guess. I see some old faces, a lot of new ones as well. So it's great to have all of you here today. And before we start, I want to give a big shout out to Locus for having us here. They're so kind, you know. And if any of you want to, just break your normal routine, have a different day, you can always sign up for the trial day and just drop by for a free trial. We would all love to have you. I'm also based here, so you might run into me as well. But anyway, before we start with, let's say, today's program, I would just like to maybe do a bit of a small introduction and show like a bit of a history lesson, maybe. I don't know. You tell me. Don't want to be too boring. And just say how we got here, basically. And by the way, for those who haven't met me, my name is Bash. This is Vojta. We are putting this together. I will be leading the presentation today, but yeah, feel free to jump in and interject if I miss something. Okay, so all of this began a few years ago, actually, when Vojta and we were volunteering in ReactiveConf when ReactiveConf was actually a thing. The conference itself died, I think, a few years ago, but the memories from the conference are still alive and very much active. So Vojta and we met for the first time at ReactiveConf, and when we volunteered for the conference, and we met again a year later again at ReactiveConf, again in Prague. And we just got into a conversation, and we were talking for hours, like there's this entire program going on. We didn't care, we just sat to a side and were just chatting about stuff. And that really got us thinking, why can't we do this, outside of a conference? Why do you have to pay all this money, go through all this trouble to go to a conference when you can just, you don't really get the chance to chat about tech, So we met up shortly afterwards to chat about tech. And then also we thought, hey, why don't we maybe put together a small meetup just so that you have a space to, talk about tech, maybe geek out a little. And that was how, Webmakers Picnic originally was born. This was before we discovered Locust, actually. This was in, I think, Pracovna. Don't go there. Anyways, I'm not going to speak bad, but yeah, this is where we started. And then we started to become a bit of a small community. It's great to see some of those old faces still there. Honestly, I look at some of this photo and I'm like, yeah, I've gotten much older, I feel. But, well, you tell me. But then, we, I think, had 3 meetups just like this. And one day I walked into the Albert, that is on Vinohradsky Pavilion. And then I saw the news, specifically this, right? And I guess you see where this is going, right? We started, unfortunately, in early 2020. And well, mid 2020 was very unexpected, let's say. Lots of plans changed, to be honest. And one of the things that went away was this meetup. So we have been on a long break since then. And this time we decided, yeah, maybe it's time for version 2, right? And as before, the purpose of this meetup is just to be a space where you can share your experience and learn together. One of the biggest reasons why this meetup exists is kind of like an excuse, to kind of get out of the rut, because especially when you're working professionally, it's easy to get stuck doing the same thing over and over again, not really learn anything new, not really try anything new. And so we kind of see this meetup as a way for you to try something new and then tell us about it, learn something new, tell us about it, to basically do more stuff, learn more stuff. Yeah. Anything that basically, if you did something cool, if you made a mistake, if you discovered something cool online, we would love to hear about it, right? And of course, this time, something that we are changing is that we are doing lightning talks instead. because in the past we had like really long talks where, you know, each one was about 30 minutes, 20 minutes, something like this. And that was kind of hard to manage, to be honest. So this time, that's why we decided to change it up and make it lightning talks. What lightning talks? It's nothing complicated. It's just talks that are 10 minutes max. You know, you start, you finish. You know, it's supposed to be 10 minutes because it's just easier to prepare, and you know, anyone can do it, and it doesn't take that much effort to prepare. And really, we would like, of course, we would encourage all of you to present here. You know, like we are, none of us, I think, like, or at least I can only speak for myself. I wouldn't say that I'm an expert, but you know, I try stuff, and I can tell you about it, and that's all I can really say. And I would say that's the expectation, really. You know, if you did something, if you are willing to share, that's all that matters. So at the end of the meetup, we will probably be asking for some volunteers. So if any of you would like to, if you did something cool, if you discovered something cool, we would love to hear about it. So we are probably going to ask for some volunteers for next meetup to give some talks. So please feel free to reach us then. But before we start with today's agenda, let's maybe do a small exercise to find out who exactly is in the room. So we have here a small survey, and we are going to do this live. You know, like, okay, we are not going to see who responded what, so feel free to respond, you know, how you would like. The responses are anonymous, but your answers will not be, right? So key distinction there. Yeah, and I will also fill it out, actually. And I will put up the results here. Yeah, of course. As in, you know, what if, as in this talk, in this meetup, you know, like what would you like to hear about? You know, like. Okay, I'll just pull this up here. Hey. You know, all this feedback from teachers. Yes. There will also be another feedback form where you can present your feedback. Feedback from feedback, right? Sorry? Feedback on feedback. Mm-hmm. Yep. Feedback on that. And feedback, we value your feedback, you know, sincerely, like 100%. Okay. Okay, we have some responses already. So I think actually this time the backend is dominating the group this time. Oh, it's changing now. So it's inverted. Okay, we have the lead. The backend is in the lead, followed by full stack and front end, and now we have the head with wings. Oh yeah, this is also very specific. One. Okay. I wonder if someone is 0 in that case. Data analysis. Okay. So that's that. Okay. We have a bunch of old people in here.
Previously, it was like 1 to 2 years, less than a year. But it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So now it's more and many more.
Yeah.
So same people got
Same people 5 years later. Yeah. Here we have a very interesting mix. So so some people started with basic Pascal, then we have the JavaScript. I can't do it this way. C#, Python, C++, PHP. Wow, okay. Whose answer is this? Can I ask? Like, who started with ZX Spectrum? Okay, really? Okay. Nice. What was your first program in ZX Spectrum?
Wow. Random colors.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, what do you work with right now? So somehow the leading people are JavaScript, but we still the leading group is backend, but we have JavaScript in the lead. Yeah, so we have Nodes, Go, Ruby. We have quite a mix in here actually. What would you like to work with? Distributed systems. Some entrepreneurs in here. Vibe. Whatever makes sense. Anything associated with front end? Same. Okay. We need to know what the original response is to know what same replies.
I said same.
Okay. Okay, the same stuff as before in that case.
I didn't know it wouldn't be connected.
Yeah, okay. So what would you like to hear about? AI? People's mistakes? It's funny because I think the more you use AI, the more you will hear about mistakes. So you can kind of do both at the same time, I think. How to do UI design better? Okay. Random stuff. I think we can deliver definitely for sure. I'm here for it all. Yep. Oops. And yeah, just as I was saying, what causes you the most pain? AI. My back, yeah. The aging demographic is very, very visible right now. Yeah. Yeah, the pain is real. Expo and React Native, and there's some bias here as well. Like, I know where this comes from also. So deadlines, yeah, understandable. UI designs, yep. I can definitely relate to that. Yeah, for sure. AI always say you are perfectly right. Less pain since ChatGPT. So I think someone who responded this would like to have a chat with someone who responded this, I think. Oh, someone dropped their toy. All right. It's cool, guys. Thank you all for your responses. I think now, yeah, we are 17, so I think that's all of us probably.
I hope it stays at 1.
Yeah, this better stay at 1 or else I'm in trouble, like. Yeah. Okay. So thank you all for your answers. They are very, very interesting and very very illuminating. So with that out of the way, I think we have an idea of everyone in the room, a little bit, a mix of everyone, I think, which is exactly what I think this meetup is supposed to be, because I think one thing that we would like to do with this meetup is to kind of break out of the silos, right? Because many of the other meetups are kind of, let's say, specialized. They stick to React, they stick to backend, they stick to one thing. And when you stay in one of these silos, like it's a hype chamber, especially front end. You go in there, there's some new framework, some new thing going on, like, and it gets really annoying. And honestly, some of the best things I've learned they came from different disciplines, right? Like when I chat with some of my friends who are like in tangential fields, they tell me about something new, and I'm like, okay, I can maybe use it like this here. and then I try, and then it gives me some inspiration to, like, you know, do something different and try something different. So this is kind of like what we like to do here, kind of have a mix of everything, so it doesn't lean too much to one way. So we will try to keep a mix, although yeah, personally I'm a front-end developer, Voita is full stack. So, and yeah, you guys are also everywhere, so I think we'll manage to have an interesting mix of everyone in here. Okay, so then let's get back to our agenda today. So first up, we will have Kate, if you are ready, who will speak to us, who will tell us about accepting payments using Stripe. And of course, you know, I would like to ask a big round of applause for her and for Petter for stepping up. You know, I came up to them and I'm like, hey, you want to give a talk? And they say yes, you know, without knowing what this is, having never been here, having never met any of you. So kudos for that, for both of you, right?